What's going on YouTube? It's your boy JV. We're back with another ultimate guide. This is going to be a big ultimate beginner's guide. We're going over Moon Knight in today's video. I appreciate everybody that's been enjoying all the Marvel Rivals content, all the guides. I'm going to continue going through all the characters. So if you guys are looking for more content like that, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you're enjoying, man, and leave a comment down below if there's anything in this video I missed, or if there's a particular guide you'd like to see in the future. I'm just going to get right into it. So Moon Knight is a DPS character, or a damage character, but he's not your normal DPS character. He's more of a mid to deep range type of DPS character because of his kit. He's not really the type of fighter that like is going to be close up in there. He's going to be off in the rafters somewhere on some Batman vibes. He has some really cool skins, and I think he's a lot of fun to play, and he's definitely fun to learn. And there's really not a lot to his kit, so I really think anybody can play as him. I also think he's a great starter character. If you're not really sure like who to play and you're struggling between roles, I think it's very easy to get frags with him and stay on top of the leaderboard every game, baby. So Moon Knight's right, well for me, his left click, for his left click is going to be throwing the shurikens. So he tosses 3 at a time, and as you can see, at far range, mid range, does a good amount of damage, especially if you land headshots. And what you probably noticed right there is that there is a boomerang effect, where if there's an ally next to like an enemy grouping together, the attacks will hit both at the same time, which is pretty cool, and allow you to melt. Now there is a little bit more of a fall off damage, like I'm pretty sure, like let's see, like we're past the 30-meter drop off. It's not exactly the same, and let's see, like if I do, I think if I get headshots though, headshots are actually still decent. But as an example, it helps if you are somewhere far off where like you can kind of like peek in, peek out, and do poke. Just like this is kind of how you probably see a lot of Moon Knights in general are playing. This way they can engage, disengage, engage, disengage, and like not take damage, because obviously the people that are down there are going to be more focused on the people that are directly in front of them. So a move that you can combine with that is the right click. So I do right click here, and it's a big boomerang that gets slung across. So you can see it does a decent amount of damage, a lot more damage than the regular shurikens. So what you want to do is, because it has a good amount of cooldown on there, you kind of want to combine this. So I'm throwing these, and then you throw that in. I mean, he got melted as I'm landing headshots, but you want to mix that in for your combination. So let's say I started off like that, boom, 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 and then now your next move you want to do, which doesn't get a lot of people are kind of using it wrong, which is what we're going to go over, is the Ankh. So basically you throw an Ankh down, and when you throw it down, enemies that are in its vicinity are going to get thrown in the air. And there's a couple extra effects, right? So that's my E. So I'm going to put this right here in the middle, right? So I made everybody jump up, and it draws them to the middle, right? Or where it's in the ground. And if I wanted to, technically, I could just aim for it, and it will boomerang my attacks to the enemy. But personally, what I like doing, what a lot of people I guess aren't really realizing, that we told this, is that you'll do more damage if you just continue to aim at the players and not at the Ankh. So like look, if I aim for the headshots, like look, I'm outputting more damage, and it's still doing the boomerang effect, hitting there in the middle. See, and where Moon Knight kind of lacks is like an open area fighting, where like there's not a lot of cover, there's no corners, there's no like trying to hold a specific location, because A, these things can get taken out pretty easily if you just toss them out in the open like this, or B, good healers are just gonna make that like not even that effective. So you really want to make sure at all times, whether that's on the field or not, that you're aiming for headshots or body shots, but mainly headshots. Because look, look, if I throw the big boomerang, that was a 2-shot, that guy got melted. So the way you would want to use the Ankh is like, as an example, like say this is this is around a corner, right? Let's say I throw this here, and now look, I'm even hitting the guys on the other side of it. But like if I was trying to hold this corner, this makes sense. It does not make sense to throw it in the middle of the open. It's just, it's going to get destroyed so easily. No one's going to care. So you want to be up somewhere in the rafters, hanging out from above, and you're using those to hold corners, but you're still focusing on headshots. You're not focusing on just aiming at the Ankh, because like, look how much damage I'm doing as long as I land my headshots. It's crazy. Now, in terms of mobility for MoonKnight, like how you're going to deal with yourself in battle. So say you are up somewhere, you're doing your range fighting the way you're supposed to be doing, everything's going great, all of a sudden you get pushed. He does have an ability where he can jump and he can glide, but this glide ability is so slow that you can get melted in the sky depending on who you're fighting against. So you'd want to be careful. So the ability you want to hold on to as long as you can is your F. So like I press F and I get a little escape ability. So like if I'm getting pushed, like, and see the cooldown, it was like 12 seconds or so. So like if I'm up here, I know I'm getting put, like a venom is gonna dive me. Instead of like going to glide off, I like look for a vantage point, and now I double jump, and now I fly off, and I go get healed, and I come back. You see what I'm saying? Because if you're just imagine like that's your escape, and I'm sitting here and I'm fighting Thor, I'm fighting Venom, I'm fighting everybody. I'm trying to be in the front line, and the most I can do is this double jump backwards. Yeah, there's a little bit of room there, but with the way his kit is, it's not really meant for that type of play. So you want to make sure you're playing the distance, you're mixing in your moves, you're throwing your Ankhs down in corners, you're using it for the jump up abilities, you're holding corners with it, you're holding the objective, just correct placement of it. Now, another cool thing you can do, so MoonKnight's ult, right? So his ult does this little circle piece here, right? So I toss it down just so you can see what this looks like, right? I toss it down, it hits everyone like in this vicinity. Now, if you have an Ankh in the middle, what a lot of people don't realize is that when you throw your ult down, it shoves everyone to the middle just like how the Ankh does, right? So I throw this down, and what you can do is, while this is going on, because it's pulling everybody, still continue. I mean, they got instantly destroyed, their health was kind of low, but like you want to still aim at the middle like this when your ultimate's coming down, because they're being drawn in. Or you throw the Ankh in the middle at the same time, however it is you want to play it. They get drawn into the middle, and you're aiming at them, and they got sucked back in, and you are doing more damage because allowing them not really to escape from the ult. So even if they would have survived from the ult, because you're still putting in shots while the ult is coming down and you have the Ankh there, you're going to be able to make sure that they get absolutely melted. But that's, I mean, honestly, really it in terms of a guide for MoonKnight. I think one of the only other things to know is his team up ability with one of the best strategist support characters in the game right now, Cloak and Dagger. So if you have a Cloak and Dagger, she can inject light and dark energy into MoonKnight to create a light and dark realm where MoonKnight can become invisible, which is a cool extra ability to have, but still, nonetheless, with the way you would want to use that, I mean, you still just want to make sure that you are up in the rafters like Batman, playing the game from afar, and you are getting your shots in, helping your team, and then when you know that they know where you're at, reposition. I would highly recommend just keep repositioning, never stay in the same spot for too long. You don't want them to be able to just know, like, okay, everyone, just focus on MoonKnight, he's up there. Like, just make sure you're within range. Do not be like thinking that you're like a sniper and be all the way far off, because you will do fall off. There's a lot of fall off damage to your shots. Like some of those, like, let's see, like, I mean, I'm still putting in pain, so like play him how you want to, but just don't be so far off that you can't be as impactful, which is what I've seen from some MoonKnight players. But that's pretty much it, guys. If you guys have any other questions on MoonKnight or any other characters you specifically want to see in the future, feel free to let me know in the comments down below, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. GG's and peace. Happy New Year.